Hi, and welcome to part 3 of 3 Ways with Delays, Playing with an Edge. You know, you cannot hear this kind of riff and not think of a certain player, the Edge of U2. No matter how many rock songs, how many worship songs this kind of sound gets used in, you just always think, oh yeah, that sounds like U2. And the Edge did such an amazing job of utilizing this sound. And in order to get it, you're going to need to have 2 delays or a delay pedal that has 2 delays in it. And we're going to break those delays into, we'll look at each one on its own. So first we're going to look at the second delay. So we're going to play through our guitar. It's going to go in through delay 1 and delay 2. We're going to start with delay 2 because the delay 2 is going to be set at a quarter note. So I'm using my Dispatch Master here. It's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice it lasts about a full measure, goes a little bit longer. As far as mix goes, it's right about the same volume as the first strike. 1, 2, 3, 4. For our second delay, our first delay in the chain, we're going to be using my Strymon tape delay, and that's going to be set at a dotted eighth note. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you were to clap it out, rhythm-wise, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap, 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 tap. Once you get that groove in, then it starts kind of like following along after itself. A lot of pedals will actually give you the option of tapping in quarter notes and giving you an eighth note delay. Or a dotted eighth note delay. So keep an eye out for that. And then once you put these two things together, it creates that real like galloping da 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 da, right? And you can use that either as a lead device, just basic lead guitar. You know, if you're playing long solo notes. It really fills out the sound nicely. The other thing that you can do, though, is kind of give it more of that edge kind of tone. And the way that you do that is by playing eighth notes, usually chords, riffs, however you want to do it, and you're usually palm muted, and then you emphasize a couple notes. So for example, if I'm playing like an A chord up here, like I played in that intro part, get that rhythm going. So I'm just going up and down the chord with arpeggios, and the delay kind of keeps the rhythm for me. Sounds really cool. But the way that you kind of get that extra little bit is to emphasize and open up a couple of those strings in terms of palm muting. So for example, what I was playing on that intro part, I'm palm muting my first 3 strings and then using the high notes as open. So I'm going. So that is how you get that incredibly popular sound. Go ahead and play around with it. You know, if you've got, if you're struggling to get that kind of a tone, if you only have one delay, you can always use that dotted eighth note and use that at a higher volume. That will also work. If I just play that on its own, it'll give a similar sound. But obviously there's more depth to that one, right? So play around with it. I actually listed a couple song lessons that we have on Worship Artistry below so that you can actually kind of see this technique in action and try it out. You can also check out the tone sections. I go into extra detail of the tone of my guitar in each one of those tutorials. Thanks for joining me on this series. If you're not a subscriber for worshipartistry.com, I highly recommend it. You can sign up for free, try everything out. We'll see you next time.